Good afternoon. Αγάπες.
Δυστυχώς ναι. Χρόνια πολλά επίσης. Δεν έχω ιδέα, αλλά θα λάσει.
Κατάλαβα.
Γεια σου, χρόνια πολλά, τι κάνεις, είσαι καλά. Ξεροφών, χρόνια πολλά, να είμαστε καλά, είσαι καλά. Καλησπέρα, τι κάνεις, χρόνια πολλά. Χρόνια πολλά. Χρόνια πολλά, καλησπέρα, χρόνια πολλά, τι κάνετε, είστε καλά.
The official kiss.
Χρόνια πολλά.
Χρόνια πολλά.
Όλα τα καλά.
Χρόνια πολλά, my friend, welcome. How's everything? Good? We've seen each other, but not in this capacity. Welcome. Good change. Thanks for calling. Yes, I did. It could very well be.
Χρόνια πολλά στην Ελλάδα.
Χρόνια πολλά. Όχι, μαχάρι να τα
Πάπα και στο βρέγγιο.
Χρόνια πολλά, τι κάνετε. Χρόνια πολλά. Πώς πάει, είσαι καλά. Μπράβο.
Yes, the invitation, please. Thank you very much.
Μετά να χαιρετήσουμε.
Χρόνια πολλά, welcome.
Έλα ακόμα εγώ εσείς, για να μην χαλάμε.
Thank you very much for
Thank you. Good evening. How are you? Καλησπέρα, καλώς ορίσατε. Συμφωνικιώτης, Αντώνης. Χαίρομαι πολύ.
It's okay. Happiness.
Oh, it's so good. Especially if it's fresh.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, dear.
Και εγώ είναι downtown είμαι και μετά αστόμαστε. Είναι λίγο πιο κοντά από μένα.
This guy's Italian, I think.
Hello. So the...
Konia polaka, loszeryszete, konia polaka, panika,
This is Greece. Ronio Pala.
This is Greece. Konya Palau.
konia polaka, Nina. Thank you for coming. Παγόνι, καλώς ορίσατε στην Άρβα. Χαίρομαι πάρα πολύ. Καλώς ορίσατε. Γεια σας. Χρόνια πολλά.
Okay, I will call you back.
Χρόνια πολλά. Χρόνια πολλά. How are you? Thank you. Χρόνια πολλά. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
You have to go back before you upload.
Χρόνια πολλά.
I won't be here, unfortunately. I'm away until Monday. Pleasure to meet you. Kathy, how are you?
They'll lighten up her load there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming. Try to discuss afterwards. Discuss afterwards about
Welcome back to Welcome to our community. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to our community. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Καλώς ήρθατε.
Welcome. We missed you on Saturday. That's okay. Riley did a great job. Riley did a very good turnout this year.
Cold as always.
Never fails. Thank you. We missed you yesterday.
Hey, Arnie.
How's it going? Nice to meet you.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. That's what's
That's a very nice guy. Palestinian.
Good evening. Welcome to our community. Hi, girls. How are you?
Χρόνια πολλά.
Γεια σου και χρόνια πολλά.
Χρόνια πολλά. Στην υγεία σας.
Αλλά άσε το γράψιμο, σε παρακαλώ. Άσε το. Σας το είπα. Όταν σου λέω, το λέω.
I'm going to have to sneak out before you. Well deserved. Well deserved. We're going to get a picture here. Maddie, we're going to get a picture.
Thanks a lot.
All right, right here. What do you think?
J'aimerais vous demander de, s'il vous plaît, faire de l'espace pour la troupe Odyssey d'Ottawa. Bienvenue, mesdames et messieurs, à la communauté hellénique d'Ottawa. On behalf of the Hellenic community of Ottawa and the Embassy of Greece, I would like to welcome you to our Independence Day celebrations and to the Annunciation of the Holy Mother Theotokos. Today we celebrate two very important days. Καλώς ορίσατε στην κοινότητά μας, που όλοι μαζί σήμερα θα γιορτάσουμε και την εθνική μας γιορτή, αλλά και τον Ευαγγελισμό της Θεοτόκου. Σήμερα θα τιμήσουμε τους ήρωες του 21, την ελευθερία μας, για τη μητέρα πατρίδα μας. As we celebrate 198 years of independence, we also celebrate the Annunciation of our Holy Mother. And today we are all gathered here for a very important message as Greece started revolutions and has started independence around the world. We have been pioneers and role models. I would like to take 2 minutes to acknowledge and express our gratitude for your presence tonight. Our spiritual leader, Metropolitan Archbishop Sotirios of Toronto, Canada. He has been for over 40 years the leader of the Greek Orthodox Canadians, and he represents in Canada the Ecumenical Patriarch of Constantinople, Bartholomew. our Reverend Father Alex and Reverend Father Ted, and other leaders of our faith. Thank you, Honorable Catherine McKenna, Minister of the Environment and Climate Change, for honoring us tonight. The Honorable Senator Leo Housakos, Senator and former Speaker of the Senate, as well as other distinguished members of Parliament. Our Supreme Court Justice, Madam Justice Andromachi Karakatsanis, and her husband, Mr. Tom Carvanis. Ambassadors and members of the Diplomatic Corps, thank you for your presence tonight. His Worship, Mayor Jim Watson, and members of our City Council, thank you. The Assistant Deputy Minister for Public Services and Procurement, Mr. Jean-Pierre Blais. Representatives from the Department of Global Affairs, notably the Director General for Europe, Robert Fry, and the Director of Protocol, Mr. Stuart Wheeler. Of course, our honored guest, Mr. Nikita Nanos and Vasi Kapellos. We're also very excited to have tonight with us our Olympic gold medalist, gymnastics, Ioannis Melissanidis. And each and every one of you has honored us tonight with your presence so we can continue our celebrations. And at this moment, I would like to invite to the stage His Excellency, our Ambassador of Greece to Canada, Mr. Razamopoulos, our Metropolitan, Archbishop Sotirios, and Father Alex and Father Ted. Please join us on the stage. Honorable Minister McKenna, if you may join us on the stage. Honorable Senator Housakos, and the President of the Hellenic Community of Ottawa, Mr. Tony Vanikiotis. And Madam Justice Karakatsanis, if you may join us on the stage. Our choir can join us in the front. So we will be singing 3 anthems. The anthem of our motherland, our home nation, Greece, the anthem of our country, Canada, and a Byzantine hymn to our mother, Lady Theotokos, Hypermachon.
Andriomeni,
very much. Beautiful choir of our church. And now I would like to ask His Eminence, our Metropolitan Archbishop Sotirios, with Father Alex and Father Ted to please come to the podium for our blessing.
I understand that most of the food we have eaten it, but we will give a blessing anyway. But before that, I was asked to say a few words, and I will say only 3 words. Our forefathers fought for the faith in Christ, for the freedom of the country, and for the family. I have been here in Canada since 1962. And every time that we chant the national hymn, and I hear God keep our land glorious and free, I remember our forefathers. And I pray that all the people in the world believe in God and believe in freedom. I know that the ambassador and the community here will honor 2 people tonight, and both of them deserve it very well. And I congratulate them. And at the same time, I would like to say that the one that honors is honored. Because if you know how to honor, you are worthy to be honored. Δόξα Πατρί.
Και η όρη και η πνεύματι και νύχια ή και εις τους αιώνας των αιώνων. Αμήν. Κύριε Λέησον, Κύριε Λέησον, Κύριε Λέησον, Δέσποτα Άγιε ευλόγησον.
Christ our Lord, we thank you for the fellowship we're enjoying tonight. Be always with us. Give us your peace and your love. Bless us, the food and the drinks we are about to receive, for you are blessed now and ever, and to the ages of ages. Χριστέ ο Θεός ευλόγησον τους δούλους σου και την βρώσιν και την πόσιν αυτών, ότι Άγιος είσαι πάντοτε νυν και αεί και εις τους αιώνας των αιώνων. Αμήν. May God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Your Eminence, Reverend Fathers. At this moment, I will ask the Honorable Catherine McKenna to say a few words for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think I was supposed to speak later, but thank you very much. And I am really thrilled to be here with so many friends, with the Hellenic Society of Ottawa, certainly in the community. I represent Ottawa Centre, but I'm also the Minister of Environment and Climate Change. To the ambassador who keeps on moving, the ambassador, thank you very much for the kind, very kind invitation. To our Metropolitan Archbishop Sotirios, the reminder of family, freedom, and family, faith, and freedom. I think are values that many of us share around this room and around the world. And I'm certainly honored to be here. And when I look around where there are so many people, extraordinary people here, that I won't be able to recognize all of you, but I can just see how proud you are of your Greek heritage. And our relationship with Greece is extraordinary. We're friends, we're allies, we're welcoming, we welcome refugees, and I think we have a lot of fun together, which I think is also really important. And in my role as Minister of Environment and Climate Change, we also work together on some of the biggest challenges we face, whether it's tackling climate change, protecting nature, tackling plastic pollution. We need to be working together. And there's so much more that we can do, and I'm so proud. I think there are 350,000 Canadians of Greek background. I think many of us want to be or consider us many days on extraordinary days like today. I know both of the people you're honoring. So Vashi is extraordinary. Nick Nanos lives on my street. I thought maybe it would be next year he'd make the cut. I'm joking. That was a joke. Nick Nanos is also, he's a very good friend. So I'm certainly very happy to be here representing the Government of Canada. Really thrilled with the two people that you're honoring who have contributed so much to Canadian society. And I wish my children were here because the top destination for my children is Greece. It's funny, with everything they read, they know everything about Greek mythology, Greek ruins, and they love Greek food. So anyway, thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Minister, if you allow me, just before you leave the podium, I would like to offer you a little token of our appreciation for our cooperation and your kindness and friendship. So this is something that comes from the Benaki Museum, which is a very prestigious museum, actually the most prestigious museum in Greece after the Acropolis Museum. And it's something that comes from all of us. And it's something that I'm sure that you can wear when you visit Greece during your holidays. It's a scarf. And it's a piece of art.
It is.
Thank you very much.
Look at that.
And it suits your...
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I guess that the church is going to give you something.
Thank you. This is gorgeous.
The ambassador asked me to hand to the minister something that is very precious, but I don't know exactly what it is.
It's an icon. It's an icon.
Your Excellency, you spoiled it. I'm going to hand it, and I'm only the one that brings it over, but it's not from me, it's from the ambassador and all of you.
Thank you. Actually, you know, when you came here, some of you, it's the first time, next to the community center, we have the church, the Greek Orthodox Church of the Dormition of Mother of God. So actually, this is a nice, silver icon from the church. This is it. Okay?
Well,
thank you. We have not planned everything tonight, but it will go very smoothly, I can guarantee. It's the Greek style. So, we move on, yes.
Thank you, Minister McKenna. Thank you very much for honoring us with your presence. And right now, I would like to ask the President of the Hellenic Community of Ottawa, Mr. Tony Vanikiotis, to please step to the podium and give us his greetings.
Your Eminence, Archbishop Sotirios, Father Alex, Your Excellency Dimitrios Azimopoulos, Ambassador to Greece for Canada, foreign diplomats, dignitaries, honored guests, and community members. On behalf of the Hellenic Community of Ottawa and our Board of Directors, we are truly honored and humbled to have all of you here with us this evening. Tonight's event is a first of our kind for our community. In conjunction with the Embassy of Greece and our parish, we are honoring two very special people of Greek descent. Never before has our community collaborated with the Embassy to host an evening of this magnitude. We are not only honoring them, but we are doing so while also celebrating Greece's Independence Day 198 years ago yesterday. We are all proud Greek Canadians, but we will always honor and remember our Greek spirit, our parents and our grandparents before us. We truly hope that this will be an evening that you will all remember. Once again, thank you all for attending.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And now I would like to ask the Honorable Senator Leo Housakos to give us his greetings.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Reverend Fathers, Sevasmiotate Sotirios, Ambassador Azimopoulos, President of the community, distinguished guests, members of the diplomatic corps, and of course, our Justice Karakatsanis. What a day today to have the opportunity to speak to you on one of the most important holidays that we Greeks celebrate, of course, 25 Martiu. And what an honor, of course, today to be part of this celebration where we're honoring two distinguished Canadians, Nick Nanos, Vashi Kapelos, two individuals that I have the privilege and pleasure to know personally, two Canadians that have distinguished themselves in their fields across this country. They've distinguished themselves in their profession with professionalism, with integrity, with honor. And of course, they've excelled in large part, I believe, and I think Nick and Vashi will agree, because of who they are, but also what we are. And we're Hellenes, and that makes us special. It gives us strength and it gives us foundations to stand upon, which gives us an advantage that other human beings don't have. And I believe that. I was brought up with that. I think all of us have been brought up with that. I know Nick, I've had the privilege of speaking with him, and he has that embedded in his heart, as does Vashi. So this particular week where we celebrate our ethnico holiday, 25 Μαρτίου, πρέπει να είμαστε ευγνώμων και να αναγνωρίσουμε τις θυσίες που έχουν κάνει οι προγόνες μας για να μπορούμε εμείς να ζούμε ελεύθερα, δημοκρατικά και πρέπει όλοι μας να το θυμόμαστε. Όπου και υπάρχει Έλληνας σε αυτή τη γη, αυτή την ημερομηνία θα πρέπει να τη σκευόμαστε και να τη σεβόμαστε για πάντα. You know, we have two individuals here that we're honoring tonight in this important week. And like I said, it's about Hellenism. I believe, and I thank the ambassador for honoring these two people. And of course, Hellenism is not something that is defined by language or geographic territory or by politics or a nation alone. Hellenism is a spirit. It's something you feel, you embrace, you stand upon those pillars. Each and every one of us that have been brought up by Canadian immigrant parents here to understand the principles of Hellenism, we know what it means to be philotimi. We know what it means to have civil responsibility. We know what it means to have anthropia. These are all principles, of course, of Hellenism. And like I said, those who embrace them, stand on them, they succeed. Those who try to challenge them, try to defeat them, history has proven they do it at their own peril. As we all know, there's been three great empires that tried to conquer us. The Persians attempted to conquer us, and we saw their faith. The Romans conquered us, and we saw that they were obliterated, and from that rose the phoenix of the Byzantine Empire, which is the foundations upon which our modern Western world stands on the principles of democracy, freedom, culture. Those are all our principles. That's what the Hellenic spirit is all about. And of course, we had 400 years of darkness where the Ottoman Empire conquered us again. But of course, that didn't last long. And of course, we rose up and our ancestors fought with dignity and ardor to make sure that we live free and democratic as we do today. And the whole world should be respectful of that reality. And the moral of the story is never underestimate the Hellenic spirit, my friends. It's embodied in Nick Nanos. It's embodied in Vashi Kapelos. It's embodied in our Justice Karakatsanis. It's embodied in each and every one of you in this room. And I know when I stand up in the Senate of Canada, I have the honor and privilege of representing the province of Quebec and the city of Montreal. But we all know we have that added burden that we represent Hellenism. And we have to be twice as good and 3 times as good. Nick Nanos embodies that. I compliment him and his family for all their successes. I send my best regards to Vashi as well, and congratulations to her and to all of us. Zito Ελλάδα, Zito Kanadas, Zito 25 Martiu. Thank you very much.
Well, Senator Nanos, apart from being a very wise man, has always been a very good friend of mine since my days in Toronto as Consul General. So, you know, for us, the Greeks, Socrates, please. Socrates is the embodiment of wisdom, and I would like to give you my very, very good dear friend Leo a statue of Socrates. Just a reminder of our, as a reminder of our values, the ones that you referred to, and at the same time, I would like to give Supreme Court Justice Madam Karakatsanis. She has always been a person of faith, and for us, the Greeks, faith counts a lot. So I would like to give her tonight the icon of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, with our thanks for your contribution to the society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Housakos. I have to be careful here. And now I'd like to ask His Excellency, our Ambassador of Greece to Canada, Mr. Dimitrios Azamopoulos, to provide us with his greetings.
Actually, I have prepared a speech for tonight, which seems to be rather long, so I will not make use of it. I will let my heart speak to you the way I've always been doing it with my compatriots. C'est un grand jour pour nous, le grec, et pour nous, le grec chrétien orthodoxe, pour notre foi et pour notre nation. C'est un jour de fête, c'est un jour de joie, c'est un jour de grand bonheur et d'honneur. And we honor tonight in dignity and in good spirit, in solidarity, the very best values of our nation and of our faith. And we are very proud of these values. They are eternal. They help us go through in the most difficult times in our personal but also in our national history. So I want to be very brief tonight. This is a day that we would like to thank Canada for all its contribution to my country, but also to all of you, the ambassadors representing the globe. And I would like to thank you all because in our dark days, the Greek dark days, you have always been there to understand, to help us, and to be on our side. Now, as we are living these days back, I think it's time for me to acknowledge the presence and the contribution via our nation and our values of two very distinguished people that I would like to give the floor later on to express themselves, Vasi and Nikita. Actually, the name of Mr. Nick Nanos is Nikita Nanos. It's everybody knows him as Nick, but he corrected me. He said, Dimitri, it's Nikita Nanos. So this is I think the acknowledgement they will receive sums up all the values that we are honoring tonight, and that's why I will stop myself here. I've said everything I had to say in Montreal yesterday in a magnificent celebration. We're honored to have the Prime Minister, the government, the opposition, the leaders of all the parties, and the Parliament. They were there. They were with us for many hours. I think the message is quite clear. We are thankful to Canada. We are thankful to you all. May God bless this country, and may God bless Greece. So now I would like to give the floor to you, Margie, and you take it from here in order to move on with the two distinguished guests of ours. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. At this time, I would like to ask Mr. Nikitas Nanos and Ms. Vasi Kapellos to please join me. Thank you. Great to see you. Yes. So this evening, we are honored to have both of you here. And in recognition of your outstanding achievements to the everlasting Hellenic values and the faith of our fathers, we express our most sincere pride and deepest gratitude to Ms. Vasi Kapellos and Mr. Nikitas Nanos. Ms. Vasi Kapellos is a political journalist, and she's host of Power and Politics on CBC News Network. And Mr. Nikita Nanos is the chief data scientist and founder of Nanos Research Companies and chair of the Board of Governors for Carleton University. For both, your commitment to fundamental principles, coupled with your passion for truth and freedom of expression, which makes you both a bright light of democracy, ideal born in Greece, our motherland. With a conviction that excellence for both of you is not an act, but a habit, and that you will continue to serve society as a beacon of hope, of vision and integrity,
On this symbolic day, we wholeheartedly bestow to both of you this acknowledgement as a token of our most profound appreciation. Thank you, και σαν νότερα.
So,
And if you can just wait a quick little second, Mr. Ambassador has something more for you.
So, you know, we have some gifts tonight. We want to make it a celebration. It's not a normal, you know, diplomatic National Day reception, for sure. I'm sure that my colleagues here will be wondering, what the heck is this happening here? But it's something happening because we see it this way. So, actually, you know, apart from being Canadians, they are also proud Greeks. And so I thought that as ambassador, I have the right to give them something which is, which shows their origin, and actually it's the Greek flag. And but I have to find both of them. And so with a kiss from my lips, and this, I give you the flag.
Thank you.
And I've known that you have always served, you know, the truth and the principles stemming. They have always served, you know, the principles of our motherland with dignity in another country, and they proved how this is important in life. So, Nick, I think it goes here.
Oh boy.
Excuse me, if I make some mistakes, it comes from my heart, and when you improvise, you have to do it, you know, quite naturally, because this is the way I see it now. I'm so happy. So, and this is for you, Vasi.
Thank you very much.
This is it.
Thank you.
And this is it. Now, what else we have here? For Mr. Nanos, it's a statue of Aristoteles. He has been the teacher of Alexander the Great, so he's been somebody, a philosopher, and his, you know, his ideas influenced the modern world. And this is for you. And for Vasi, I think she's, she always reminded me of goddess Athena, you know, and I think that it is, you know, the statue in... there you go, there you go. This is it. And now the Archbishop will tell me, Dimitri, you've gone a bit too far. You have your own gifts as well. Don't forget that we have to honor these people. So I have to give something that you will hand over to them.
All right, let's see what it is.
Yes.
That's on YouTube.
No, it's the icon of the church.
No.
No, but I had them here, but now it's...
Ποιο είναι για ποιον, δεν να δούμε.
Ίδια είναι.
Δεν είναι, έχει όνομα λέει πάνω.
Α, τώρα το μπερδέψατε.
Εγώ δεν μπέρδεψα.
Δεν έχει όνομα. Ήταν το όνομα, ήταν πάνω εδώ.
Το πίσω. Βάση.
Okay.
This is a beautiful icon of the Dormition of the Holy Mother, and it goes to Vasi. And this also is the icon of the Dormition of the Holy Mother, and it goes to Nikitas. It says Nick here, but we were told that he is Nikitas, and therefore I want him to be Nikitaras at the same time.
Thank you, Your Eminence. And at this moment, we would like to ask Ms. Capellos if you can kindly give us a greeting.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for such a kind welcome and for your patience this evening. I was a little late to arrive because I had to come straight from the show. I want to start off by acknowledging the presence of a few people here. First off, Metropolitan Archbishop Sotirios. It's wonderful to see you. Thank you very much for coming. To ambassadors and members of the diplomatic community, Supreme Court Justice Karakatsanis, who's a big role model for me. Minister McKenna, who I think has left, but who graciously appeared tonight, but also on my show quite often. Senator Housakos, it's great to see you, and thank you for your wonderful words. And I think Mayor Jim Watson was maybe going to be here, so I want to also acknowledge him because he has also graciously appeared on our show as well. I also want to thank some people who traveled to be here this evening. Father Ted Porphyris, our priest, my priest at St. George's in Toronto, who's always been so warm and welcoming to me. My aunt, Mary Singeris, who led the community choir and Philoptikos in London, and who came all the way from London just for the evening tonight. And of course, my father, Nick Capellos, who also traveled from Toronto just for the evening to come here this evening. Thanks, Dad. My fiance Frank is here along with Emily and Cooper, and I look forward to being married in the Greek Orthodox Church later this year. Thank you. Finally. As I was saying, this is an immense honor for me to be recognized by this wonderful community and in such excellent company as, now I know, Nikitas Nanos. Nick Nanos. It is especially significant to me that this night is being held in honor of Greek independence for a few reasons. The Church first played such a central role in preserving Greek culture while it was oppressed by the Ottomans. Second, the love of other countries in helping Greece fight for independence, something that shows us the power of principle. And third, the role of women, who did not offer just mere moral support, but in some cases actually fought on the front lines and gave their lives. The significance of Greek independence is therefore important to me personally because I play a very small part in trying to uphold what Greeks invented and then fought so courageously to preserve: democracy. And journalism. I do it, which is a part of democracy. I do it with the Church in my heart, an ability to pick myself up when I fail and keep pushing, and because of all the women before me who fought so my life would be easier and the opportunities would be greater. That includes my mom, my yaya, and also my papu, who came to this country with no guarantee of even their survival. They and my father worked non-stop, which I believe is another Greek trait, I'm sure all of you understand that here, to provide a life for us, their kids and their grandkids. When I say work hard, I mean it. My papu worked from the time he was 14, survived the Depression, ran his own business, and my yaya worked there every single day and raised 4 kids at the same time. My father and my mother ran their own business, started it from scratch, worked day and night to provide for me and my sisters, and my dad is still working nonstop. In fact, he left straight from the office to come here. I would never be here without the sacrifices my grandparents and my parents made. I owe them every single ounce of my success, and I'm so lucky my dad. Sorry. It's rare that you get the ambassador said it's emotional, and it is, because it's rare that you get the opportunity to thank the people who did everything so that I could be lucky enough to be here tonight. As I said, I owe them every ounce of my success, and I'm really lucky my dad can be here. I wish my mom and my yaya and papu could too. I hope I've made them proud, and I hope that every time you turn on CBC at 5 o'clock, I make all of you and the Greek community across Canada proud too. It is always, as Senator Housakos said, in the back of my mind, and I'm so proud to be able to represent our community on TV. I'd like to close by thanking Father Alex, Mr. Vanipiotis, and especially Ambassador Azamopoulos for this honor. He has been nothing but gracious, warm, and welcoming to me from the second that he assumed this role, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you to those three and to everyone here for thinking of me tonight. Thank you for treating me so warmly, and though I live far from my home in Toronto, Thank you for giving me a home away from home. Σας ευχαριστώ για την τιμή απόψε. Ευχαριστώ.
Thank you very much, Ms. Capellos, and thank you for being a role model for all the generations to come. And now I would like to ask Mr. Nikita Nanos to provide us with this reading.
Thank you. Vashi, I think you're going to be able to add another accomplishment as a journalist. You'll be able to say you're the only person ever to make pollster Nick Nanos cry. Σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ για τα ωραία λόγια σας και για την εκτίμηση. Thank you for that very kind introduction and for the kind words tonight. I'm humbled and honored to be here this evening to accept this recognition. I'm also honored to share the stage with Vasi, whom I respect and admire for the very important and great work that she does as one of Canada's top journalists. I must say that among my first decisions for me tonight was to think about whether I would do my short talk in Greek, English, or as my mother and I refer to it, Gringlish, which is what we text each other, which is half Greek, half English, and totally unintelligible. I thought about how to use my 5 minutes, what I would say with my mother, my family, my wife, my kids here, what I would say with our community here together and in front of your eminence. Justice Karakatsanis, Ambassador Azimopoulos, Father Alex. We could just keep going on, but I'm going to stick to 5 minutes, but everyone here. It's a very long list, but I'd like to tell you a story. This is not just my story, but this is our story. It's a story of why I love Greece and why I love our country, Canada. So this started a little over a month ago when I was sitting at my desk and I was expecting to have a coffee with Ambassador Azimopoulos, and I heard in my office the booming voice of Father Alex. So you imagine you're at work, you're not expecting that your priest is going to show up, and then it's like, okay, I know that voice, Father Alex. The good news is I knew that I haven't done anything wrong. So it's like, okay. And you know, Father Alex has the best and most distinctive voice in the Greek community in Ottawa. So I'm there with Father Alex and the ambassador, and along with the ambassador was Tony, president of the Hellenic community. And as I listened to them talk about this gathering, I started thinking about my father, Dimitri Nanos, who passed away at the young age of 47. And my grandfather, Yanni Tsekidis, or he's from Tripoli. We were talking with other Tripolichotes. He was Tsekiroyani. And I also thought of my godfather, Peter Zagouris, who some of you know, who lived in Belleville, Ontario. You know, many times our parents and grandparents and the people who love us give us advice, and it might take days or even years to fully understand those wise words. And also, some people are people of few words, but their actions speak louder than words. You know, it was a summery night in Trenton, so I was born in Trenton, Ontario. More than 40 years ago, my father actually liked to sit outside. We had a side yard. In the side yard were some flowers. He had some barella, and he grew tomatoes. And I remember, and I was 13 years at the time, I remember sitting with him, and he told me, the greatest gift I have for you is your name and your Greek heritage. Protect them. Never dishonor them. So that's what I learned from the Naneko side of the family. And as a 13-year-old, and to this very day, it's this thought that has had a profound influence on me and how I live my life. That our greatest gift from our parents is our heritage and our name. Σκέφτομαι πολύ τον παππού μου αυτές τις μέρες. I also think of my grandfather. As a teenager, I spent many summers in Greece with my grandparents in Tripoli. We'd go to the beach in Astros. We'd hang out with cousins and aunts and uncles. My grandfather was a good, quiet man. He got along with everyone. He loved his family, his country, and his faith. And For his whole adult life, without exception, along with many others who are committed to the faith, he helped build a monastery outside of Scorcinu, Ambelaki. We used to go there, and I'll tell you, Your Eminence, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning for morning prayers was very strengthening for a teenager. I say that with respect, okay? Because I am afraid of you. But my grandfather, in a positive way, afraid. Sorry, I'm going to stop here. Yeah. This is unscripted. So, but he was also, my grandfather was passionate, and like many Greeks, about his country and about politics. And from him, I learned to love my patrida, Greece, and to love my faith. His actions spoke louder than words. And so was my godfather, O Nonosmu, Peter Zagouras. He was a proud family man, served his community, was a passionate Greek. He loved Canada, and he served his church. He made sure that I was always ready for church, especially at Easter time. He initiated me into the Order of Ahepa. He was there for me, quietly being a role model. Your Eminence, you know better than anyone here how he was there for his community, his faith, and for you as a friend. He was a good man. And I can't speak about who brought me here without talking about my mother, a young single mother, and she raised my brother John and I and made sacrifices for us to have a chance to have a better life. And when you think about these stories, the stories of the people who brought me here to this place tonight, they are the stories that many of us here share. We are on the same path and have many of the same experiences. And it was later, as I thought about these things to honor our heritage, our faith, our country, that I realized that their words and deeds were about, as Leo said, philotimo. It's a hard word to translate, but packed with positive values. And as many of you know, it is a uniquely Greek virtue. Can mean respect and walking in the right path, a way of life, doing the right thing, duty to one's family, faith, community, country, duty to help. We see philotimo when, back in Greece, just recently, Greeks welcome refugees on their shores with a generosity of spirit and compassion. No questions are asked, no orders given, but the Greeks stand up and do what is right. This is not just a Christian thing to do, it is a Greek thing to do. I firmly believe that we are tested every day as to how much philotimo we have, ranging from just saying a simple hello as we walk down the street and treating everyone with respect and dignity, through to coming to help a stranger in need. And because of our heritage, because we believe in philotimo, we are rich. We're very fortunate to live in Canada. I think of my family's journey, which is the same journey of many, many Canadians and many of us here. So think of it this way. Although I was born in Canada, I did not learn how to speak English until I went to school.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still working on the English. Canada is a place where I built a wonderful family and a great life. I'm proud Greek and a proud Canadian. What country other than Canada could the sons and daughters of immigrants, many with nothing, build great lives where we can embrace both Canada and Greece? I believe that Canada as an idea is a country which openly, honestly, and respectfully encourages our heritage and a diversity of people. Because of our Greek heritage and because we believe in philotimo, we are rich, and I'd like to add something to that. Canada is a richer place because of Greek Canadians. I humbly accept this recognition, but do so on behalf of my family, my parents, my grandfather, great-grandparents, everyone who carried me here today. And to quote the philosopher Thales, philotimo to the Greek is like breathing. A Greek is not a Greek without it. He might as well not be alive. I believe that we are driven by philotimo because we love and honor our family, our faith, our community, and our two patridas, Greece and Canada. And if there's one thought I'd like to leave with you, I believe we are blessed to live in Canada, and I think Canada is blessed to have us all. Thank you very much.
you very much, Mr. Nanos. Your Excellency.
Yes. As we approach to the end, I would like to acknowledge and to thank two more people. The one will stay with us for the years to come. He has been an inspiring leader, an innovative personality. He changed the perspective of the Greek community, and he helped me very much as ambassador. The other one is a colleague of ours in the diplomatic community, and this person is going to leave us very, very soon. But while she was here, in the very difficult times for Greece, like the fires last year, she stood up and she supported me with all her heart. And this is something I'm not going to forget, but because this is what diplomacy is for, to show solidarity and to build bridges in the darkest times of somebody, of a nation, of us all. So I will start with the one who is going to stay here with us, and this is the president of the Greek community, Mr. Tony Vanikiotis. What you've been experiencing tonight, it's the first time actually that this happens here in Ottawa, in the nation's capital. It's not easy to do. This is a small community of 5,000 people with an overall Greek community of 350,000 people in Canada. Tony, thank you very much, and I think you deserve, with all my heart, the Greek flag, something that goes to you, to your team, to the people surrounding you. You have been exceptionally kind for us all, and this is something that you fully deserve. And I want the Greek community to support the presidency, the presidium, the executive committee, and the president to fulfill their objectives, because these are objectives of us all. Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you. The last person I want to thank tonight is a colleague of mine, a colleague of ours, an extremely nice person who is going to leave this country to become the ambassador of her country to the United Nations very, very soon. She's kind. She showed extreme spirit of cooperation with a small embassy like ours, and we are thankful to her for her spirit and for her humanity. And we offer her the icon of Mother of God, wishing her that her new post is to become a minister in her country. Madam Kelly Craft, could you please approach us? And this is you that we honor tonight.
So much. Thank you.
And this is how we will finish this event tonight, with 3 dances, and then with a lot of food and nice drinks from Greece, nice wine and nice things that we brought from our motherland to all of you. Thank you very much for being here with us tonight. May God bless you all, and thank you a zillion times for being here with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Before we end our evening, the Odyssey Dance Troupe will be dancing 3 dances for us.
And we should all give to our Master of Ceremony, Margit Richards, a very big round of applause for being a spectacular MC. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Our dance group will start with 3 different dances: Ikariotiko, Τα παιδιά του Πειραιά, which is never on a Sunday, and a Sousta. And before they begin, I would just like to remind everyone that we will be waiting for you again next year.
And there will be a lot of food afterwards.
And please enjoy food and drink when everything is done. Thank you very much. Zito y Alada. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Odyssey Dance Troupe. Μπράβο παιδιά και του χρόνου.